right now. There's not a single thing I can't do.
Alright, y'all. Yes, sir. How y'all doing? Yo, yo. Alright, y'all. So this is gonna be a pretty chill ass stream. Nothing too crazy. It's probably gonna be like an hour. Maybe like 2-3 vids up out of this. Call it a day. Is this PC? No, this ain't PC, bro. Are you asking because of the music? So yeah, let me just go through this with y'all, and then I'm gonna just do this whole thing quick. I definitely turned the music down. I don't know why it's still so loud. I definitely turned the music down. Alright, here we go. So before we get into the PlayStation side of this shit, we gotta talk about what prompted me to even make this. Don't mind the low frame rates. I don't need high frames for the stream. Why am I hearing Goku twice? Oh, I know I'm hearing twice. Alright, y'all. Let me pull up the... We're gonna play video games on the side. But first, I want to actually look into the vid and then a little bit and show y'all what I'm talking about. Sure. Why? Very funny. There we go. Shut the fuck up. Alright, y'all, so basically I was just chilling out, right? Let me mute this and see if it's still gonna be loud. 1 second. Okay. For some reason it's just doggy loud. Here we go. Alright, y'all, so Makai made a video. Makai saying, shout out to Makai for making this vid, alright? He's been making a couple of vids all week. Makai saying, y'all go ahead and check him out. I haven't really watched Makai like that. I'm gonna be super honest with y'all. But this popped up on the algorithm. So I'm like, alright, let me see what Makai's cooking. Because I remember him when Sparkin first came out. I know he was like the Bleach guy, whatever. So I don't really watch too much of Makai. I just know, you know, I know him and Six had beef or whatever. So I don't really know too much about Makai. I don't really watch too much of his stuff. But he made 2 videos that were very interesting to me. 3, actually. And I wanted to get my 2 cents on it. So he made the what everybody gets wrong about the Dragon Ball gaming community, and then he made the why everybody secretly hates big Dragon Ball creators. This is mainly the video that I want to talk about because there's a lot that I agree with and then a lot I disagree with. So this isn't going to be a reaction video. I'm not going to watch it and then just give my 2 cents. I think that's very boring. I'm going to let y'all listen to some of the parts. I'm going to skip through it, and then I'm going to just do an overall like talk on my whole thought process on this shit. So I'll get through some of it. I'm gonna just skip through it. Playback speed 1.5. Right? I don't think it's too fast.
It was easier to get copyright strikes. You had to pair up with an MCN, having the equipment to even record gameplay. Even be a YouTuber back then, you needed a computer, a microphone, and a game capture device. Before the PlayStation 4 and stuff, you had to use a capture card, something like an HD PVR, an Elgato. Before 2012, you had to use an outdated device called the HD PVR, which could drop gameplay. If you wanted to record, say, 3D.
Keep in mind, this is fast forwarded. So the fact that he sounds like he's speaking normally fast forwarded always cracks me up. Because he speaks very slow. I'm not gonna lie, watching Makai's videos does irritate me just because of his speech pattern. I'll just be like, why are you speaking like that? But I think that's just so that he doesn't trip up his words. I know some people who do that in real life.
Really had to invest money, time, dedication for something that was not even guaranteed. There was no guarantee that you were gonna have more than say like 5,000-10,000 subscribers because it just was something that wasn't done in the anime gaming space. Small creators were struggling. It was hard back then. It's actually so easy to be a content creator nowadays. The reason why people are still struggling is because they're trying to do content the way that people were doing back then. Today, they just don't realize it. The classic rank match videos that you see a lot of the big creators do and small creators, that was something they were doing back then. Nowadays, that's something everyone can do. Start recording, bitch, like you're making sex.
I agree with that. Okay, I agree with that.
Noises while you're recording a ranked match video, bang, video. You know how easy that is? So unless it's a brand new game, the algorithm pushes it or just something, if you were covering a game or you're already doing the work, you're probably not going to reap the benefits from this shit. Publishers, companies were more willing to work with small creators depending on what it was, such as AfroSenju got a chance to play.
What's up, Dell? Welcome.
Guys, I gave Dreaming a
Why are we getting ads, Makai?
11 references and asked it to turn them into a cinematic
early before he was even considered a big content creator. Why is that? Because during those times, it was different. Rhymes.
I was in Japan and I literally flew back 2 weeks later to go to Dome Festival. I'm like, I'm not saying no to this shit. And that ass, we get there.
I'm not watching all this. I'm not gonna lie to you. Because I already watched the whole fucking video. If y'all want to watch it, y'all watch the whole video. I'm gonna just give y'all a summary and then I'm gonna go over the comments that really made me go, you know what? Let me make a video on this, right? So basically, the entire video is basically Makai's standpoint on why people hate big Dragon Ball creators, and his standpoint really is that a lot of it's unjustified, which that part I agree with, right? He says a lot of people think that they are owed this spot that they haven't worked for, and the jealousy of bigger creators like Rhymestyle, Afro, Senju, Dada Doyo, C-Reacts, you know, taking the limelight, like, you know, having this position that they don't deserve is where a lot of that hateful energy comes from, right? A lot of that stuff that people feel like they should have, they haven't worked for, and the reason why these creators are warranted those positions basically is because of the fact that, you know, they worked for it. You know, that's essentially his whole standpoint on it. So that's his standpoint on that. Then he has a clip of Rhymestyle basically saying that, you know, it's not as good as it looks on the inside. You know, Japan does not like Dragon Ball creators as a whole. So, you know, all the early access and stuff that we get, the privileges we get can be revoked at any time. And, you know, it's not as good as you think it is. Like, you know, even a creator like me can get my shit revoked at any point in time. So it's not like, oh boy, we're special creators to them. Like, no, they don't like us. So that further backs up Makai's standpoint that, you know, a lot of people generally like them for the wrong reasons and that they just want something that they have not earned yet.
Like if you say why would they,
and then he just talks about that throughout the entire video pretty much.
Because they want it
and
easy. They don't want to think.
I agree and I disagree at the same time. All right, so that's where I'm gonna start my recording and actually make it a format video. All right, so let me All right, y'all. So shout out to Makai San for making this video. He actually made a couple of W videos recently, but these are the ones that we're gonna be covering today. Basically, talking about the Dragon Ball gaming creators and the unnecessary hate towards the creators and the truth behind the privileges that these bigger creators get, and whether or not the hate is warranted, is it fair, and does it even make sense in the first place. So this is the main video we're gonna be tackling. We're not gonna be doing a review or anything boring like that. I already watched the entire video. I have all his points and things like that. If you guys do want to watch the video, I definitely suggest you to. It's a pretty well-rounded video. It's not slop. It's very rare for somebody to talk about bigger creators without just trying to get clicks and for it to be slop. So shout out to Makai for not making slop, bro. W fucking video, right? You got plenty of engagement, plenty of comments, and everybody has different types of opinions. So I'm gonna be telling y'all my 2 cents where I agree with his standpoint and my own personal beliefs towards this, right? So in my opinion, y'all, I genuinely do not think that, I think it's 50-50. I think a lot of the creators at the bottom who don't do shit, and I've stated this for myself, right? In my own rant videos, you guys have heard me talk about how Dragon Ball creators are hypocrites and how basically nobody did anything different in the Sparking community, which is what prompted my rants. And the fact that they were complaining about a space that they weren't even putting work towards. That was one of my bigger rants that came out. I was basically just like, what the fuck? And that was the proof I was right. And then earlier, they are lying to you rant. This rant was basically me talking about this bigger issue that Makai is bringing up now. I talked about this about a year ago, as well as the delusional rant. These two videos perfectly highlight the stuff that Makai is starting to bring up now. And I think this is something definitely that we should really be like looking at. In terms of smaller creators just hating on bigger creators just to hate on it. What's good, Rose? What's up, my dude? In terms of smaller creators just hating on bigger creators in general for no fucking reason, I feel like if you're not putting in the work to do it, bro, then you don't really got shit to say. Like if I go check your channel and I see your uploads and your last video was fucking 3, 4, 5 weeks ago, and don't look at me, but your last fucking vid was like a month ago, and this just ranked slop of you playing a regular character, bro, do not be upset. Oh, Bandai didn't fly me out. Rhyme Style got early access. Afro's a shill. Like, as Makai said in his video, at a certain degree, he's right. When these guys made it, I'm gonna go chat. And your chat, since you watching me, I'm gonna watch you, right? I Rose. But yes, when these guys made it, Afro, Syriax, them dudes did not have the same technology we had. So they, in a kind of way, they earned their way, bro. So, especially for Syriax, I feel like his personality out of the whole group is more like laid back, chill. I think he's more honest. If y'all check Syriax's engagement on Twitter when it comes to like the Xenoverse 3 beef and like, whether or not Rose was right and all that type of stuff, he kind of puts himself in the middle ground where it's like, all right, I want to hear y'all opinion. I'm going to take y'all opinion written down and I'm going to bring it to the company. Right? You can see him actively doing shit. So that stuff makes sense, right? And then there's other creators that people do hate on that I actually do support, like Globku, right? This Globku I don't like, right? And it's not just because Rose was in the channel. I was literally going to talk about this throughout the stream. Me and Dom Coolio are going to make a bit on this. Globku I don't like. We're going to get into that in a minute. Rhyme Style, I'm on the less likey side. Not too much, bro, because I just feel like he doesn't have the competitive or the gaming actual knowledge to give the input to some of the stuff that he be talking about. And I feel like when you have so much influence to the point where your 2 cents potentially can literally change the decision on how a game works, I think at that point there's no problem with getting like community feedback. I think there's no problem with being like, okay, like the Syriax method. I think Syriax is literally the perfect outline of, all right, what do y'all think? Y'all niggas are better than me. Y'all could probably cook me on this game. Y'all play this more than me, right? Y'all are more engaged in the community than me. What do y'all see on a regular basis? I'll report the shit and then I'll put it into a vid. That's the right method. But from my 2 cents and what I've seen, especially from that boy Globku, he puts himself in a position that makes himself seem like he knows more than what he's talking about than he actually does. And this has been documented. I've been on the Globku, anti-Globku train for a minute. I've been this like, in my Discord, everybody knows I do not like Globku at all. Not just because he's a two-sided, like, snake-like dude. I've been to that. That's not new. I was not surprised at all for what he did to Rose. I wasn't shocked. I was like, oh, I guess y'all know what I know now. You know, it wasn't shocking, but Globku has previously put himself in a position that made him seem like he knew more than he was talking about, changed a meta in a game, and then let that game basically rot while going to the next game. And I'm gonna put it to y'all like this. This is a perfect example that can make y'all understand what I'm saying. Y'all ever watch Rick and Morty? Y'all ever watch Rick and Morty, bro? Y'all ever watch Rick and Morty? Destroy the Earth. This shit. Y'all remember when Rick gave Morty this shit, and this nigga literally destroyed the planet and just went to another universe? That's basically what Globku does over and over, bro. This shit. On a regular basis, this is Globku activity. Globku is a regular dude, bro, who doesn't realize that his opinion, right? Let's say this is the developer, right? And this is Globku. Fits him, right? His opinions can absolutely and have changed the metaphor game. His opinion can change a game's meta, and the developers will listen to him because he has that room. He has that power to do that. He's been in rooms with these people. He's negotiated and put himself in those spaces, right? And he'll say, this is broken. This needs to be fixed. The community doesn't like that. And then that impact will cook a game because, again, he's not competitive. He doesn't play the shit enough. He doesn't know what he's talking about. And then he'll just change planets. He'll just go to the next game. Destroy a world, go to the next game. Oh well. And that brings me to this comment that was in Makai's video that actually prompted me to make this video. See if I can find a comment for y'all. Let's see here. If I can find the shit. This is two comments. It's this one about Rhymestyle doing something, and then there's another one about this one. Okay, so this is the main one I want to talk about. So he says, nobody was saying this shit. Fuck Bandai and these big companies. We hate these lame ass YouTubers because they advertise Bandai slop and then abandon the games instead of making the ranked gameplay videos that made people want to keep locking in. I don't know about that first part, but I like the next part. Watching them run ranked games used to define the meta and keep people coming around. The fact that Rhyme is whining about how hard it is to afford them in Japan is stupid. Even Bandai hits all YouTubers unchanged. The fact they only money and knowledge. Buy the shitty My Hero and Demon Slayer and then cover news on how the community is mad about the game they shield. That part. It's that part. And then he says the anime and gaming communities are becoming fucking drama YouTubers that are completely detached from the real community. And I agree with that. Now, what defines a real community? Because Makai responded and he said, you know, what's a real community? Like, what does that mean, a real community? And he says small one, buds. So this is delusional. And I partially agree with this. I agree with the aspect that these bigger creators oversell these games. They're not actually attached to the community that they are supposed to be a part of. They sell certain parts of the game and then they just dip. And they don't touch the shit for months. Meanwhile, the actual people who are consecutively playing the games get overlooked, or they don't get their opinions taken seriously because you got yes men sheep that are following the bigger creators. And that's kind of the Dragon Ball space that we have right now. Because when these games drop, when Sparkin drop, Rhyme, Syriax, Dotto, like all the bigger Sparking or Dragon Ball creators were not playing consecutive. They made a couple of random, you know what I'm saying, the little drop vids, 3 idiots, you know what I'm saying, a couple of ranked matches, a couple of character videos, and then they were gone, bro. 1 month in, they was out. That's it, bro. So I find it a little strange to give your 2 cents on a community that you're not actually a part of actively. You're not attached to. Because why? Because they're already on the next game. They was already playing the next game at the time. And if I find it weird to get on Twitter, I find it weird to get on social media, and I find it weird to make YouTube videos about meta that you literally are not experiencing because you do not play the game. How do you know what's broken if you're literally not playing the game? And how am I, as a viewer, supposed to take your opinion seriously if you don't play the game? I'm not saying you gotta be a Z rank. You know, I'm not President Rose, right? This man over here, like, I agree with Rose's standpoint at a certain degree. Like, all jokes aside, if you're not above B rank, Rose don't take your opinion seriously. Like, he'll straight up click off your vid, no matter who you are, right? So, at a certain degree, I agree with that. I think at this point in the game, if you already hit Z rank once, then I think your opinion is valid because, I mean, come on, bro. I don't think if the game resets, then your opinion is negated because you're back resetting with everybody else. I don't think you got to hit Z rank every time the season resets in order for your opinion to make sense. However, if you never hit Z rank since the game dropped, if you never got past A rank since the game dropped, if you've never been in a tournament, if you've never really been on the streets, as they say, like that, since the game dropped, then how am I supposed to take your opinion seriously? And why are you advocating for things that you don't actually know about? And that's where I agree with this comment that this guy at the bottom made. You know, I don't think that a lot of these guys are actually connected to the community in terms of what's happening with these events. And I think that's where the hate to a certain degree comes from. That's where my disdain comes from anyway. I can't speak for everybody, and I'm not trying to speak for everybody. Everybody has their 2 cents on why they dislike Dragon Ball creators. My disconnect comes from Globku not actually being a part of these communities, being a fraud, and then hopping from space to space, changing the environment, and then playing, you know, fence hop based on whatever the hell is common right now. You know, I don't fuck with that. Like, how do you go from, oh, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3 looks mid with Rose, and then because Syriax now again a popular creator came out, you suddenly change, oh yeah, the game look lit, bro. This shit fire, man. See, Rose should apologize, bro. This is crazy. And then everybody jumped on Rose for that. Because we have sheep-like mentality. So I agree with that. I think that there's a disconnect between the real community, the sheep that follow the large creators, and then the smaller creators who don't do shit but feel like they're entitled. I think there's 3 levels to this shit. And I think it's perfectly reasonable to say that a lot of these creators, to a certain degree, warrant their hate. Now, I'm not meat-eating Syriax just because, you know, I don't like Xenoverse. So anything that I'm saying in this video is not because he made the Xenoverse 3 footage and I agree with Syriax, and I think I still stand by Xenoverse 3 looks trash. I agree with Rose. I haven't played it. It looks bad. I'm not a fan of Xenoverse 2. I was a huge Xenoverse 2 player. I have like 200 and something. I gotta fucking check my hours. I got like damn near 900 hours. Crazy. Matter of fact, because y'all are receipt type people, and I respect that. Y'all want to see your receipts. I got y'all. Yeah, see how many fucking hours I got on here. I don't even remember how many hours I got on this shit. Let me show y'all the receipts. Xenoverse fucking 2. This slop. Let me see. Xenoverse 2 slop. Let me do this shit. Here we go. Kaizen has... how do I see this shit? There we go. On the PS5 version, I got 5 hours. On the PS4 version, I have 997 hours. So you guys can do the math. Let's subtract the 3. 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102. So I have 1,002 hours on Xenoverse 2. So at no point should anybody be telling me Kaizen doesn't know what he's talking about when he's looking at Xenoverse 3 because I have 1,002 hours on the fucking game. I can tell y'all for a fact, Xenoverse 2 is slop. From an offline standpoint and from an online standpoint. Not just because of the netcode, but because of the way the game plays. Okay? It is slop. Changing that code is not going to fix the game. If you just play the game because you like custom characters and you like role playing and flying around and doing like, all right, I guess, you know, you don't just play with your friends and just play a couple of missions. I guess it's cool for that. We are not going to sit here with a straight face and tell me Dragon Ball is a genuinely good Dragon Ball game for what the franchise represents. You are not going to tell me that. It's slop. Genuinely slop. So no, I'm not gonna like change my opinion because Syriax made a video and now suddenly I agree with him because he's a popular creator, and I feel like if I agree with him, my standpoint with Bandai is gonna get better. That's delusional. What's good, Ruck? Yeah, me and Ruck used to play this shit nonstop. We still play the shit. I mean, now, but we definitely have. We played this shit for hours, man. So, in Makai's video, back to the topic here, I think, you know, the secret hate for the big Dragon Ball creators comes from a valid standpoint at a certain level, especially if you look at it from my perspective. Now, I think Afro has earned his way. I think Syriax has earned his way. I think every single one of these guys in this picture right here have earned their way in their own way. Syriax's personality, Rhyme Style's personality, they're funny individuals, right? They've earned their way. They've been consistent. They've put the work in. They go to these niggas spend like thousands of dollars on a whim, flying across the world to go to these places, to meet these creators, to meet and get footage for conventions. Normal, average people not doing that, bro. So for the normal dudes at the bottom of the barrel who want to sit here and say, oh, well, they're just Bandai bootlickers, I think there's two sides to that. I think at a certain degree, yeah. I think Rhyme Style may be one of those more than anyone. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like out of the whole group, I think Rhyme and Globku, in my opinion, are more sort of the yes men when it comes to these things. As to me seeing Syriax be more free with his opinion, as to me seeing Afro be more free with their opinion. Right? I feel like they are the yes men. Right? So I definitely agree with that. Now, in terms of the shill comments of like, oh, these guys are shills, you know what I mean? All they do is just sell the game to people, and then I agree with that standpoint too. I absolutely think they oversell the game. When Dragon Ball Sparking came out, they got early access, they played the game, right? And I feel like they oversold it. I think it was nostalgia bait. I feel like, you know, what Sparking is what they promised us, but it's nowhere near the hype that they pretended it was. And that's the truth. And a lot of creators were angry because they got early access, because they got flown out, they got special treatment, there's no content left for the rest of us. I didn't really care. I didn't really take it to heart and be like, oh, look at these guys getting flown out again, these Bandai bootlickers, you know. Rhyme Style's already come out on record saying that the Japanese side don't like creators. And at any point in time, if he were to take that plane flight and he land, they could say go back home and there's nothing he could do about it. Right? So I don't actually believe that they're privileged in that sense, that a lot of lower tier creators and a lot of, you know, jealous people may make them feel like, oh, they're just privileged. They just get on their knees and you're just licking the bottom of Bandai's boots. I'm not going to lie. I think Globku is the only shill that fits that description. I think there is a dark room where this man may have nefarious activity at night. That's what I believe. I think Globku is the ultimate Bandai shill and will do anything to get on their good graces. I believe that. But I'm not sure that fits Rhyme Style's description. From what I know, I don't think that fits Syriax's description or Afro Senju. So, you know, I don't think these content creators should be generalized in that sense. And I don't think it's fair for them to be generalized and just be like, oh, they're all bad or great. They're all the same. You know, I don't think that's fair in that sense. I think the only fair argument that we can all make here is that I feel like they have a responsibility to the advertisement that they're advertising. You know, I feel like if you're gonna get on that plane flight, right, and you're gonna go over there and you're gonna get that early access, I think it is a respect to the fans and to the product that you so-called love to give an honest honest debate, honest talk. Tell what the fuck is wrong. Tell the truth. And that's where the problem is. I don't think enough of them tell the truth. I don't think they do that. Because if you check their channels and we go back and you can see they don't really tell the truth. They'll advertise the game and it'll just be, hey everybody, the game is peak. Dragon Ball Sparking is back. This game is out of this world. Oh my, like look at this stuff. This is the kind of energy that I'm talking about. Now, Rhymestyle couldn't have possibly known that full Super Saiyan is not playable, but look at the numbers, bro. Just look what I'm saying here. That's 95,000 people that see his face and that see full Super Saiyan Goku. He even put in the title, so he's not stupid. He knows what he's doing as a content creator, right? And you got to get your bag. I understand that. But at a certain degree, how many people are going to look at this, see full Super Saiyan, and think, holy fucking shit, this nigga's playable? Then go run to the store, buy the game, and realize this nigga's only using the super attack. Scammed! And I get it, bro. It's for the love of the game, bro. I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get it. I get it. It's the love of the game. I get it. But this is what I'm talking about when I say oversold. That's where I say it's oversold. Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3 combat and transformation breakdown. Look at his face. That is oversold slop, bro. I'm telling you for a fact. This is not a good game, bro.
This is not a false alarm. We already have brand new gameplay for Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3, which is funny because
it's slop, dude.
just came out.
I'm telling you, from him watching this and playing this, you're not this excited, bro. I know you're not.
The person you're supposed to be look bad. It looks so weird.
It's slop, dude. I'm telling you, this game's slop.
Creating a space that
Why do I feel like this should have been the first gameplay that they released?
now let's step
Again,
back
focusing on the
Slop,
character.
dude.
outside look including Brett and together
Oh yeah,
And he even looks like perplexed. At certain points,
three other great
he even looks perplexed. Like, what do I say next? Like, what? He looks disappointed. He looks like, what the fuck is this? Look at his face. Look at his face. What the fuck is this nonsense, dude? He looks like, what is this? Look at this slop. This is somebody who does not like what they're seeing, bro.
Brett and together
What do I say next? Like, I can see the gears turning his head. Okay, what? How do I sell this shit next?
Look,
Dude?
look. We're about to get some answers on that.
reach a mission boss.
Dude, I'm telling you.
Let's pause and have a look at some important information.
Yeah, let's pause. Okay, number one.
I study voice actors. I study acting. I study body language as a fucking job, dude. I'm telling you. And there's nothing wrong with selling your YouTube brand. Do not get it twisted. I'm not trying to say like as a YouTuber, because everybody has their real person and they have their YouTube persona, right? So if their YouTube persona is being a little bit more excited than they usually are in their base person, there's nothing wrong with that. But at a certain point, it's overkill. At a certain point, you're just selling. At a certain point, you're just overdoing it, and that overdoing it is what people are going to expect the game to be the same level of hype that you're getting, because they're putting their trust in you. They're putting their faith in your energy. That's their fault for being a drone. You know, I say if you want to be a sheep and put your entire ideologies or your entire judgment behind what another man is telling you, then that's your fault for being a drone. But at the same time,
On the right side, you can see
this is what happens on a regular basis, right? And this is the type of stuff that smaller creators like me, or smaller creators, or people in general who might observe the stuff might not like, that warrants fair judgment. This is what something that a normal person might look at and be like, oh my god, yeah, this guy's overselling. I don't like this. I don't like this guy. I don't like how he's doing this, man. Now, the difference between Rhyme and then Syriax's Xenoverse 3 is I think Syriax added personality and funniness to it. I don't even think he was that excited to play the shit based on what I remember from watching his Xenoverse 3 footage. I don't even think the nigga was that excited. I think he was just adding random commentary at any given time to make it interesting. And I kind of feel like he didn't even add his face cam for the same reason. Notice he doesn't even have his face cam in the video, it's just audio. Because it doesn't take that much effort for him to make face expressions and like fix his face to look happy. You don't really gotta sell shit. And throughout most of it, he's just kind of just playing it. I don't really get that, you gotta buy the game, this shit is so insane, this shit is so back. It's just a difference in how the presentation is. I finally played Xenoverse 3, ... It's just the character, right? It's the character. He's in Super Saiyan. There is absolutely nothing on the presentation of this picture or thumbnail that tells me I gotta go to the store right now. Nothing. He's not selling it. It's just, this is my experience. This is what I played. This is what I did. Versus Rhyme Styles, which again gives that presentation of, this shit is insane. This is wild. This what? Huh? You gotta play this.
Give us more Xenoverse 3 content. That's it, play.
It just sucks.
Xenoverse 3 gameplay closer look.
It just, I don't even think this shit was in the tutorial.
So exciting.
I don't think it was.
Before I continue, number one, like the video, and two, I need you to, what we're about to see
Yeah,
here,
it's, I don't know.
comment just one video.
And then they lied about Xenoverse 3 video. I think this was aimed more at
It just works. It's a lot easier for drops and have to play that same
President Rose in his vid.
I hope it's good because I like it and I hope.
And I feel like at this point, this is where the, okay, they're shills, they work for Bandai perspective comes in, because I agree with that perspective. Again, I don't think this video was even necessary. I could be honest, I think President Rose gave his 2 cents on, you know, him playing the game or whatever and how he felt about it. I don't even know how many hours Rose has in the game. I'm not going to speak for Rose. He's a grown man, he can speak for himself. But the whole point of it was, I do not think the whole press Bandai bullshit that they did, putting these bigger creators up against Rose, was necessary. And you can't really say you're not a yes man if you're going to do that because you know that later on that's going to benefit you. Right? We know the game is slop. You're not going to convince me the game isn't slop. Kaizen, you haven't played it. Rhymestyle played it. Siriax played it. Okay, but again, they've only changed with so much, right? I study frame data. I'm telling you, based on the beta gameplay, the frame data is ass. The cancels are the same animation over and over again. The same thing. Super Saiyan timers don't make sense. In a Dragon Ball game, don't make sense. And it's even worse if that's going to be the PvP aspect. If that's going to be in the PvP aspect, we're cooked. That's it. Put the game down. I don't even want it. It don't make sense. It don't make sense. But that's my 2 cents on the whole, like, oh, these guys are shills, you know, they don't deserve the hate. Like, I disagree, man. I think there's different avenues to this thing, man. I think grouping every single big creator as one is wrong. I think a lot of smaller creators do want their spot when they haven't earned it. You know, all like Clickbait or however Rhymestyle does his stuff, he didn't get 1.3 mil for no reason. You know what I'm saying? That comes with being, you know, repetitive. Even now, at 1.3 mil, you could wait a whole month, upload a vid, and you're still going to get the same numbers, kind of, be honest, right? But he still uploads every 3-5 days. Nigga's more consistent than I am, and he's already made it, in my eyes, as a gaming YouTuber, right? So you can't really be like, oh, these guys don't deserve their seats. These guys, you know, these guys don't. Nah, man, if you put the work in at a certain degree, you deserve that spot. I'm a fan of that ideology. Right, so I can't really sit here and be like, oh, you know, these content creators are just getting free stuff. You know? Nah, dude. What I do agree with is that their opinion matters and affects the community more than they think it does. And the backlash and the effect on that is why things are the way they are in the Dragon Ball community. Because there are smaller creators like Rose, like myself, like John Coolio, like, what's the man name? Otto. I'm trying to think. Chucks, right? There's just so many different people that have played the game more consecutively and can tell you, yo, this is busted. And you'll get 100 niggas that'll tell you, no, Rhymestyle said it's not broken, it's not broken. And the man hasn't played the game in fucking months. And they'll say the same for Siriax or Afro, doesn't matter. If a bigger Dragon Ball creator did not say something, then these people do not coincide. So I agree with that side of the argument that there's a disconnect between the actual community and the people who just yes man everything they say. And I think the biggest proof of that in the most recent like controversy that we had in the Dragon Ball community was the Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3 beef, or the whole Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3 gameplay talk. That's why I kept referring to it so much, because I think that was the latest and last time we had like a smaller, I mean, Rose ain't really a smaller creator, but he's coming up. Like he's still not you know, getting thrown out and doing all these different stuff like that. He's still not known by everybody as much as the other three. You see these three faces, you immediately know, oh, those are the Dragon Ball guys, right? Rose is making his way up there, but Rose had made sense in what he was saying. Hey, this feels stiff. It's the same animations. He defended his points with proof, with evidence. He didn't sell you a product. He gave you evidence, and he gave his 2 cents. Immediately after, these guys come along. They play the game. They tell you the game is good. The game is good. The game is good. Go buy it. And then everybody immediately, we don't know, Rose. You said there's no cut. Siriax said that the game is good. Rhyme Style said it don't make sense. It don't make sense. So I think the main takeaway here is to have your own opinion when it comes to this stuff. And there's different levels to this shit, but I think the bottom line is, one, there's not enough Dragon Ball viewers who make up their own minds. There's way too many sheep, bro. Way too many sheep. There's way too many sheep in the Dragon Ball community that will hear something and they just eat it up, bro. Way too fucking many sheep, and that's my biggest problem in this space with the Dragon Ball stuff. And my second biggest problem is a lot of these Dragon Ball creators don't actually play the shit that they do after the game drops, and they talk about stuff and they give their interactions with stuff that has these big effects, and people take their word as law, and then it becomes a disconnect between the actual people who are providing consistent gameplay and products for the game versus the people who are just known for being the, you know, the grandfathers or whatever of starting the wave for the game. And that's where the disconnect comes from. That's my 2 cents. And then last but not least, the last takeaway that I'll make before I end the video is basically my final 2 cents is like, I think there's different levels to this. I think that these guys 1,000,000% own their space. I think they earned where they're at. I understand YouTube is a business game at certain levels as well, but I don't think it was necessary to, you know, make a specific video. I don't think anybody name dropped Rose, but one, Globku's first far left field for doing what he did. Far left field. So I think the type of YouTubers that people should be looking at are ones like Globku, where they fit the 1,000,000% description of a shill, of a bootlicker, of somebody who doesn't stay consistent, somebody who doesn't stay attached to their communities. They go game from game. They're not actually consecutive with nothing. They just go from game to game, covering whatever's relevant in order to stay relevant. That's that man. Real talk. Because he could have reached out. He could have made his 2 cents known, but instead he wanted to make a video out of it just to boost his own place, his own status, and debunking somebody else by doing that. That's wrong. That's fucked up. You don't do that, bro. That's slime. You don't do that. You do not do that, bro. That's fucked up. So that's a shield. That's one of the creators that I think 1,000,000% warrants the hate towards bigger Dragon Ball. I mean, he's not even a Dragon Ball creator. He's an overall creator. But I feel like that's the type of creator that accurately describes the hate that a lot of y'all are placing yourselves in. And then you have some of the other creators like Rhyme Style, who I kind of feel like is in the middle. I don't necessarily dislike Rhyme Style, but I do feel like he leans more towards the, okay, what can I say that Bandai will like more style. I don't think he's as honest as he should be when it comes to stuff. I don't think he says as much as he should up front about these things. And a lot of his content does feel like he's trying to sell you the shit. It 1,000% feels like he's trying to tell you to go buy the game. And if you do that and then immediately, you know, stop supporting the game, at that point, I gotta call you a content show, bro. I just gotta be fair. I gotta be like, okay, so you want to advertise the shit, you want to hype it up, but you don't want to help the community grow. You want to help it learn. You don't want to, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people had the ideology that these creators could just, I don't know, you know, fly out, get a meeting with Bandai and change how the game works. I don't think it works that way anymore. I got a lot of insight from Makai's video and from, you know, Rhyme Style's own mouth and just watching the shit from the background. Bandai is only going to listen to them so much, bro. So it's not really like a, oh, Why don't these big creators go to Bandai and tell them what to fix? I used to think that way, and I think in my last video, if not the video before that, I was speaking in that manner. But still, if you want to be a part of the community and you're going to upsell the game, then you have a responsibility to stay a part of that community and do what you can do to help that community. That's just my 2 cents on it. So, you know, shout out to all the creators. Shout out to Makai for making this video again. I think y'all should definitely watch it. Like I said, I think there's 3 levels to it. I think you got the Siri axes. I think you got the rhyme styles in the middle. I think you got the shills like Globku. And I think at certain levels, each of the critiques that some of these guys warrant are fair. I think the most honest out of the group, in my opinion, is Sirius. That's just my opinion in terms of how he played the game and how he presents his standpoints, how he tries to represent the community, how chill he is with the community. Like, if you tweet something, he'll respond to it. If it's funny enough or if it catches his attention, he'll respond to it. He'll talk to you like a normal human being. And I feel like a lot of them have that celebrity-ass aspect that, again, it creates that community disconnect that some of these comments down below in Makai's video and that I'm talking about is there in true for. You can't advertise yourself to be a part of a community that you don't interact with. You're not a part of. So I disagree with him saying that, oh, you know, the smaller creators are the community. That's delusional. That just sounds like an entitled creator who feels like his opinion should matter without putting in work. However, there are genuine people who do make regular Spark and Zero videos that have played a lot of tournaments, that do have a lot of 2 cents that make sense, whose points should be taken more seriously than somebody because they got a sub count. You know? So that's my overall with this vid. Let me know what y'all think in the comments down below. Let me know what y'all believe in the comment section right now. Let me know how you feel about these creators. I don't think I dislike any of the, you know, the Dragon Ball bigger creators. Not really. Shout out to me because this shit not even my main channel. So at a certain point, I disconnected from it. I don't even care anymore. It's not a main concern for me. I'm covering it because 1, I promise y'all a video every week. It's Wednesday. I need a video for tomorrow. And 2, you know, this is actually something that, again, I've been talking about for over a year, right? I talked about this shit a year ago about how creators, not specifically Dragon Ball creators, but I talked about how the creators in general do this stuff. How some lie to you, how some paint different opinions, how some, you know, gaslight, how some people aren't actually as deep in the stuff as they advertise, and they're only trying to pretend to be a part of it for clicks, for views, for money, for clout, whatever they're trying to do, and it's not sincere. So, as I said in my last video, make sure y'all pay attention to your creators, man. Watch this vid. Watch this vid. Is that a Dachi? I'm fucking dead. Watch this vid. Watch Makai's 2 vids. And let me know what y'all think in the comments down below after you get your own thoughts. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to Makai. Don't listen to anybody who responds to this vid or any other. I want y'all to genuinely listen to what anybody's saying. Come with your own conclusions on how you feel about the shit. And then make a move, bro. Make a decision. I want you to study rhyme style. If it's somebody, if you genuinely are a huge fan of rhyme style, go back to his vids and be like, you know what? Let me study this shit. Let me see. Don't be a sheep, bro. Don't be a slave, bro. Have your own mind, bro. That's the last thing I want to leave on this video for the Dragon Ball community. Because there's way too many of y'all that just, yes. Master Siri, I said, what? Master Globku said, what? They said, bye. Mom, where's my wallet? Like, come on, bro. Y'all gotta have your own mind with this shit, bro. Too many of y'all just, but Afro said. Too many of y'all. I saw way too much of that in the Twitter debates. Anytime anybody has a debate with any Dragon Ball creator that's big, immediately, they said, I'm tired of hearing that, bro. It's so annoying. Master said, y'all gotta have your own 2 cents, bro. Y'all gotta have your own 2 cents, bro. Y'all gotta stop being sheep, bro. Because y'all too old for this shit, bro. Way too many of y'all just sheep, man. So, alright, y'all. That was my little vid. Appreciate y'all for watching. I'm gonna edit that down. It's probably gonna be like a 2-part video. That's a whole 20-minute video. But I'll just stay out of it, bro. Alright, y'all get to watch me beat people up for 10 minutes. So I can get some background footage real quick, because I gotta play with Gabe on My Hero. It's almost... This took way longer than I thought it was gonna take. Alright, y'all get to watch me fuck people up now. So I can use this for background footage. That's how I make my videos, by the way. Nobody can ever say Kaizen scripts his videos. Kaizen just blow shit off the top of the dome. But yeah, man, I'm just that's it, bro. That's what prompted me to even make that video, is because I am so fucking tired of people just like beat riding this shit. It's disgusting, bro. It's really disgusting, bro. People just don't have their own 2 cents. It's genuinely disgusting, bro. You ready? All right, bet. Give me 10 minutes. I'm gonna get 10 minutes with the footage real quick so I can put this as B-roll. I don't think I have enough on my system. Let me check. If I have enough footage, I'll just use this, but I don't think I have enough footage. I don't think I do. Let's see. Oh, I was walking niggas on Storm the other day off stream, y'all. I was walking niggas, bro. Walking niggas. We don't get into that another day. I also am gonna do a Tokon video. I'm gonna see how high I can get in rank just using auto combos. Right now, I am currently a what rank am I? I'm a pretty high rank just doing auto combos. So before again somebody try to debate me with a straight face and tell me this game is like skill based, but Kaizen, that wouldn't work at Evo. Let's see. I'm silver one. I'm silver one, bro. Pushing auto combos. Shit is a movie. I don't think I have sparking, which I don't. Otherwise, I would just use that as B-roll. Do I want to use Storm content as B-roll? I might just get Storm videos and B-rolling. But I thought he said he'd never play again. Let's see. It depends on how fast I can get a match. Dropping it, give you like and say hi. Hi, Hawk. I'll be staying along, going to sleep in a bit. I don't know if Hawk's still here, but hi. Xenoverse 2 was fun and I love that game. I hate that game. That doesn't invalidate your opinion. I just hate the game. I genuinely hate Xenoverse. Were you a top player on Xenoverse? Yes, I was a top Goku. For your information, sir. Gabe, was I a top player? Start getting receipts. 1K hour makes me feel crazy with my 6K hours with 3 different accounts. Yeah, bro, you're kind of crazy for that. You're kind of crazy of that. What did Globku do to Rose? I'm not going to explain that again. Afro definitely called out a game if you feel that. He does Blaze as well. What's good, Jalo? I didn't even see you, bro. What's good? What's good, Rashid? My brother's birthday is in the same week as Marvel Wolverine. Are you going to get him the game? I had enough with Dragon Ball drama. I'm going to stay out of it. I wouldn't even call it drama. I think it's a general discussion, bro. I wouldn't call this drama. Nobody's in trouble, per se. No one did nothing crazy. I wouldn't expect this to be like a drama-based video. I would be surprised if somebody came left field to respond to this video, unless it's Globku, because he do seem like a rat. Seem like a type of nigga to do some shit like that. Alright, so we're gonna cook this nigga real quick so I can use this for B-roll. Because I haven't played this. I could have swore I might have to check my other streams as well. I don't know when the last time I streamed this game. Somebody check my YouTube real quick. Tell me when's the last time I streamed this shit. I could have swore, dude. Oh, yeah. Beef? yeah, I've been training all stream chat. I'm nice with the shits now. Yeah, y'all remember me getting my ass whooped, right? Yeah, I'm nice with the shits now. I told you I was gonna train on this shit, didn't I? Weave? Oh, I thought I was playing. Oh, fuck, nigga. Oh! Cute. Next time I'm catching that. Bitch, 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 bitch. I'm gonna win this thing! Don't worry if the frames are skipping, I'm fully aware. I'm gonna fix it soon. Bitch. Oh. Why would you use that on wall sense? You down? Weak. Bitch, 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 bitch. Kamehame. That should hit. Okay, game. Doesn't have to hit me. Solar flip. Did that hit him? Yeah. He's gonna use what? Oh, you're crazy. You gonna switch out or? Welcome. The fact that you just walked up to me and ate that, I have to wonder about your mental health, sir. You're not gonna let me do that? Here you go. Ow. That's my boy. But I'll bug out. Bitch! Damn. Should I catch him lacking? Weave! Did he activate Wild Sense? Sure did. You better not let me clap you with this bum ass nigga again. Oof. Damn. Knocked the wind out of that nigga. Who you got? Trunks? Oh, please. I'm about to do you like I do your pops, nigga. Swipe my feet again. Fuck, nigga. Oh! Ow. Damn. You find out Trunks your man, dude. Guess I'll get a little serious. I know you like that with him. Stop flinching. Stay down. Oh! Bitch. Oh! 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 How cute. Eat my ass with Trunks. Thanks. Leave? Oh, almost violated his shit. Oh! Man, you're annoying. Goofy. Stay down. That's hilarious. Is that a glitch? Sorry. That's cute. almost violated his shit. You about to get work. It's that Bardock, nigga. Hands off, rat. You live? Stupid ass brat. Alright, y'all. Stream probably delayed as fuck by the time you see this, but I'm about to play some My Hero. Appreciate y'all for joining. I got all my little footage. Y'all should see the vid dropping tomorrow, but I'm about to stream some My Hero Ultra Rumble in case y'all want to see me stream that. So I'm gonna catch y'all Friday. I'm off Friday. I'm going to Anime NYC, and then I'm off for the rest of the night. So I'll catch y'all Friday, yo. Type shit.